going on, everyone? Happy Friday. Thanks for checking out the channel. If you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you're not new, welcome back. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up before you leave. So there is an article floating around Twitter and social media that is, I think, somewhat concerning for a lot of us Snyder Cut fans, or not just Snyder Cut, but Snyderverse fans more specifically. And it is discussing a shakeup or restructuring at HBO Max. And so I'm just going to kind of go through the article and talk about what it's explaining. So, feature film programming for streaming service HBO Max has undergone a restructure. 2 executives shuffle out of the group, and greenlight power now falls exclusively on Toby Emmerich, which, if that name sounds familiar to you, it's because he's from Warner Brothers. So back in February, Warner Media had announced the creation of Warner Max, which is that logo that we see at the opening of the Zack Snyder's Justice League teaser trailer, right? The Warner Max logo. So that's supposed to be a streaming film label that would create movies exclusively for HBO Max. And control of that was supposed to be shared originally by Warner Brothers Pictures Group Chairman Toby Emmerich and HBO Max Chief Content Officer Kevin Riley. Now, in a new arrangement announced Friday, or today, Emmerich has been given full control of original films and will oversee rollout to either theatrical releases or streaming premieres. Warner Media's Executive Vice President of Original Films, Jesse Henderson, has chosen to depart the company. So that's one executive that left the company altogether. So full control of original films, meaning originals that are on HBO Max, and will oversee rollout to either theatrical releases or streaming premieres. So I guess that means deciding which ones will go to theaters and which ones will be streaming. Now, the other executive, Nick Ramey, Senior Vice President of Original Feature Films at HBO Max, is headed to Warner label New Line Cinema. So, for example, they did that label did Shazam. She will report to New Line President and Chief Creative Officer Richard Brenner for development and production, and to Warner Brothers Pictures Group Chief Operating Officer Carolyn Blackwood for finished film acquisitions. Okay, so now Emmerich will continue to work with HBO Programming President Casey Blois on overall platform goals, with an emphasis on premium quality. So original film production continues to be led by Courtney Valenti Brenner and DC Films head Walter Hamada. So that's another very familiar name in the DC world. This is kind of important, I think, for those of us that are concerned. The portfolio, meaning all of that, remains under the purview of Warner Brothers Chairman and CEO Ann Sarnoff. So of course we know she took the place of Kevin Tsujihara, who I think we were all glad was out. So then the end of the article just talks about a project that's currently in production and the Witches that just premiered recently. So it's a pretty short article, but there's actually, quite a few points that are important, I think, for those of us that are, this has become a discussion recently, even in my last video, my Q&A video, and another video I made about will the Snyderverse continue beyond Zack Snyder's Justice League. A lot of us have been discussing that in, those of us that are involved in this fan group, fan base, whatever you want to call it. And I really hope, I tweeted this when I tweeted the article, I hope that this does not negatively affect Zack Snyder's projects moving forward. Like, a lot of us are pretty optimistic that Justice League his Justice League is gonna continue beyond just one part, one 4-episode miniseries. And so hopefully this change of power does not, because they're really, what it's called is, really what it is they're consolidating power, just like the title of the article says. Hopefully the fact that Ann Sarnoff and a lot of people have been pointing out that, like Jason Kilar, that they're still up here in terms of the hierarchy, hopefully that kind of protects the Snyderverse and any, you know, the Batman project or whatever. I mean, because it says that he's going to be, you know, like the green light power for originals. And Zack Snyder's Justice League is going to be an original on HBO Max under this, you know, Warner Max streaming label. So hopefully these things that we're hoping to see after Zack Snyder's Justice League, hopefully that continues to happen, and hopefully it's not, you know, another nightmare that it was at Warner Brothers. And you know, I think if it were to happen, I think if that were to happen, like if Toby Emmerich were to come in and start wanting to change a bunch of things moving forward, like after Zack Snyder's Justice League, all of that has already been greenlit, and like obviously additional photography is pretty much like almost over now. I think we all know, okay, we know that that's pretty much safe, Zack Snyder's Justice League. But moving forward beyond that, like if they want to do another, you know, a part 2, or if, you know, the whole Batman project that has been coming up a lot lately in rumors, I think if those projects were to, you know, be negatively affected, like if he was going to come in and start trying to change things or, you know, meddle and take over, I think that they would probably exit out and be like, no, I'm not doing that again. Because no, like, you know, the whole good thing about Zack Snyder's Justice League going to HBO Max was that we didn't have to worry about that nonsense. They didn't have to worry about that. And so hopefully this change does not intrude or impede upon the Snyderverse. And I really hope so. I hope it's not going to be that. I don't know why my camera keeps refocusing. It's annoying. Sorry, I know that bothers. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Maybe because I'm moving a lot. But hopefully this is not... I know this is like... kind of makes you nervous when you see things like this, because of... It was just like a sigh of relief to have Snyder over there at HBO Max, you know, and kind of a way... I know that they're still under the Warner Media umbrella, and again, like it says, you know, all of this is still under the main control of CEO Ann Sarnoff. And so hopefully, you know, that's kind of like the positive of all of this. Also, I don't like to use Collider as a reference or a source or whatever for stuff that's coming out, but because I just don't think that overall, yeah, there's some of them that might be like Snyder Cut supporters and stuff like that, but overall, I don't think that as a whole, I don't think they really deserve to be like tweeting about and doing interviews about the Snyder Cut and all of that, because we all know that they kind of, a lot of them bashed the whole thing and, you know, thought that Snyder should just get off social media and stop giving us hope and it doesn't exist and it's not going to happen, all that nonsense. So I don't like using them as a reference in videos, but they are saying that Joe Manganiello is involved in what they are calling reshoots. What I'm saying is additional photography. Could possibly be, I don't know if it's also reshoots, but I think it's more additional photography. I don't think we're surprised by that. His last interview with them, they brought it up, and he looked like he was going to be filming for Deathstroke soon. Like this, his facial hair, his haircut, but he wouldn't give a definitive answer on that, of course. He said you know, if he was going to be involved, it wouldn't be his place to say that. He would leave that up to Zack. But I think it's probably likely that he is involved in that in some way. They said that they received a picture and that he looked like he was, you know, had the whole Deathstroke look going on. We know also that Jared Leto was there, or is, whatever, and he's doing that. I don't think that the Jared Leto thing was, I don't think it was supposed to get out to the public. I think they probably wanted to kind of say that as like a huge surprise, but, you know, it's hard. I mean, even when the trailer got leaked before it was premiered at DC Fandoms, even Zack Snyder admitted that, like, I'm surprised they was able to hold on to it this long before it got leaked. They know that kind of stuff's going to come out. But I think it would have been a crazy surprise to see Jared Leto pop up. Except for those, I guess, they kind of... I mean, a lot of you that commented on my video about that said that he had been seen at the time and filming when they were filming in London and everything, but I didn't know that. And so I didn't know that there was even a chance that he was going to be in the movie at all. It was a huge surprise to me. So just, if I hadn't known about that beforehand and just went in and like watched it, oh my god, that would have been a huge shock. So anyway, again, hoping that this doesn't negatively impact everything that Zack and the fans have worked so hard to accomplish. And let me know what you think. Is there a reason to be concerned? Do you think everything's going to still be fine moving forward? Again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up. Have a good weekend. We'll see you next time.